Step 2, create categories. In this strategy, we're creating an outline that will restructure the quotes we've saved in our digital notebook so we can use them to write a paper or make a presentation. You probably remember that in your digital notebook, quotes were pasted under the addresses of the websites where we found them. So now in our digital notebook, we have all the quotes we've taken from one website all together, no matter what those quotes are about. But when we write a paper or give a speech, we group information together in a logical order. We talk about one topic at a time. So in this step, we'll create a digital outline to restructure the best of the information from our digital notebooks. This step will help us understand how the information fits together, and we can use it to share what we've learned with others in a paper or a presentation. Think of it this way. Our digital notebook is sort of like a basket of facts and ideas we've collected from different websites, like this one full of pictures about Italy. Right now, what's inside this basket is kind of a jumble. If I can group these things together, it will be easier for me to see what I've got here. This is my digital outline. In this step, I'll make categories in my outline that will label the things that go together from this basket. So first I have to look at my digital notebook to see what I have and to figure out how these things go together. Okay, first of all, I see pictures of Italian buildings. So I'll need a category in my outline where I'll put those buildings. I also see I have pictures of Italian food. So I'm going to create a category where I'll put Italian food. All right, then I see I have beaches. Okay, so I'm going to create a category in my outline called Italian beaches. That's all we're going to do in this step. We're going to create the categories that will restructure the information we've got in our digital notebook. In the next strategy, in strategy 9, we'll actually bring these things that we've got in our digital notebook and restructure them in our digital outline. But for right now, all we're doing is creating categories. So let's see how Caitlin does strategy 8, step 2, create categories.
My digital notebook is full of information about Martin Luther King's early years. Let's see. So I have these quotes from his very early years from this website. I see that he was born at noon on January 15, 1929, and his parents were the Reverend and Mrs. Martin Luther King Sr. I also have information about his home on 501 Auburn Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. But the next 3 quotes here are about where he went to school and where he graduated. Like here, 1944 graduated from Booker T. Washington High School, and in 1948 graduates from Morehouse College. So in my outline, I want to make a place where I can talk about MLK's very early years, like when he was born and what his parents were like. I want to make a different place where I put information about where he went to school and when he graduated. So I'm going to type a heading in my outline called Birth and Family. And then another heading I'll call Schools. Actually, I think education sounds better. When I read the notes I took on this next website, I see this first sentence is all about how strict Martin Luther King's father was. It says here, King Sr. was inclined to be a severe disciplinarian. So I know that that sentence can go into birth and family. But further down in this quote, I see that Martin Luther King's father was impatient about racism. King Sr. did not endure racism meekly. That sounds like an important influence in Martin Luther King's life. I want to make a category just about Martin Luther King's father and the influence he had on Martin Luther King Jr. I'll call this category MLK's Father's Influence. And then I'll just keep reading through my digital notebook and type headings into my outline and make a place where each category of quotes can be placed. Once I'm finished completing these categories, I'll be ready for Strategy 9, Combine Notes in an Outline.